Uh, Today we have review the today's Hindu paper. So let's go to Hindu web page. Then we have Hindu newspaper. So come to regional phase. Then there are many important news in regional phase, like AC refuses to stay EC order, giving Sena name to Sindhe. I think in this particular news there is important for politics, because how to, because it is come under politics, under election commission. So you have to study properly this news. It may become in exam, because it is related to politics news. So then come to India remains a bright spot to contribute 50% of global growth in 2023. It is under economics. You have to read the news thoroughly. Then farmer whose crops are damaged in recent rainfall will get relief in a week. This is not important news for EPS and OPS service. Then winter tour. Then days after AC ruling, AP Sally Obre elected mayor of Delhi. Somehow it is maybe I think it is moderate news, not important for UPSC or OPSC. Then health infrastructure project worth 1,941 crore to be launched next week. This is not important news. Wild Makno elephant turns aggressive, knocks down compound and wall. This is not important news. Yes, maybe it is come under environment and biodiversity. What is Makna? Wild Makna. Name may be asked in UPSC or OPSC. Some word here is important, name important. Then relieved to hear that child victim of penetrative sexual assault is stable. High Court says AC. It is important news under issue, rights issue, GS2. So you have to read it thoroughly, because it is about child victim and their rights, their issue. Then paddy cultivation in Delta down by nearly 10,600 hectare. So it is under economics GS3 agriculture, under agriculture. So only important is data, not total news. So here cultivation is down by 10,600 hectares. Then 2 more arrested for hunting tiger and leopard in the Nilgiris. It is under environment. You have to study it. Then soldiers' murder was a sequel to personal dispute, says Ponumudi. This is not important news. Led to national page. There are many news in national. So most important news: Russian Federation has been an all-weather friend of India. This is, you have to only read it. Then Mohinatam artist Kanakaral no more. It is important because it is under art and culture. Mohinatam art. So maybe action UPSC or OPSC. So popular Malayalam actor anchor Subi Suresh no more. It is under personality. A single worded question will be asked in exam hall. It is most popular for banking exam. Maybe some nowadays even OPSC is asking name of actor and actress or different personality of different era. So just remember the name. High Court takes up the Hindu report on stray dogs mauling by as PL player. It is under. So this is not somehow important. Then terrorism issuance of Srivan ticket offline. This is not important. Only remember Tirumala Tirupati Devastan, because it is action in geography, in what is the name, where is that place, even axing from south to north, which place is there, where. So we have to only remember, let's see, name and location. That is enough. Then India China hold in-person border talks after 3 years. It is comes under international relation. So you have to read thoroughly about India and China relationship, and it's a bilateral relation. It's a pros cons. It's and it's a different area of relation, from economics to culture to different things. You have to read under one definition, like Indian China relation. So it is most important. Then who do voters credit or blame for the provision of health service? It's not even known. Who is responsible for healthcare in India, the government or individual? Then Biden administration makes renewed push to name Eric Garst as US envoy to India. Only remember names, nothing else. Then German done speeches to India to focus on climate change, Ukraine and China. Only read it, it's news. No stay on EC order for Sena name to Sindhe. It is important because it comes under election commissions, under political parties' rights, and it's a regulation. So read it. It is important. It is comes under politics. Then foreign news. Comes to foreign news. There is China-Russia ties not aimed at other countries. Wang Yi. So it is important. Read it. Xi Jinping calls for China's self-reliance in technology amid growing competition. Only read it. Seattle becomes the first city in US to ban caste discrimination. It is acts under US relationship. Its internal matter. It may not be important, but you have to know the topic so that you are acquainted with US's politics, its regional environment. That is all. Then student stabs teacher to death in the middle of lesson in France. Only know the news, nothing else. Then Germany expressed to Iran envoys over dual national death penalty. Only read it. China approves 700 million loan to Pakistan. Finance Minister out. Only read it, because we all know China is always a friend of Pakistan. Whenever a question arises about the CPC, all question will be, you have to mention its approval of tax, something. It's from relation, from politics to economics to from culture. You have to read there. So it is somehow important in regards to China and Pakistan relationship. So then next news is Sweden meets Eastern NATO allies after potency nuclear warning. It is most important. It is coming under security. So GS3. So we have to read it. 10 killed, score hurt in Israel's West Bank raid. It is also important. We have to read it. It is coming under international relation. Then move to business page. Rupee trade facing friction as banks worry of US sanctions, says Garodia. Okay, only read it. Police complacent about growth. Economy may pay high price. Only read it. Miss Little Angel Princess main event. Only read it. Medjovic gets past D alone to make the last 8. Pass it. Aishwarya Pratap wins rifle 3 position. Only remember its name and position, nothing else. Rising heat likely to impact wet output. Only read it. It is coming under agro. So only read it, nothing else. Cotton output likely to rise 8% this season. Only read it and gather data. Then EID priority to spend 268 crore on expansion. Only read it. Because price of milled hybrid trims by up to 2%. Only read the news. Urgent need to raise self-governance levels. It is important. I have to read it. FDI equity flows accelerate 50% to $36.7 billion in April. Only read it. Then sports news. Jennifer claims under 15 title. Vijay says wins bigs against Indian Pistol. Only read the headlines. Nothing else in sports news. Around the city, Jamshedpur staples Odisha's knockout hope. Then Anderson is number 1. George enters the top 10 list among bowlers. UP Origin names Alex Ali as captain for double breast takes South Africa to T20 World Cup semi-final. Real outputs Liverpool Neville in cruise control. Would like the men to win WTC ODI WC Gavaskar. Women in blue 6 to Buri ghost out the pass. Then come to the important part, editorial. Come to editorial. Today's editorial end the war on the Russia and Ukraine conflict. Must read. A clean gamble on carbon trading. It is must because editorial it not only improve your knowledge, it also improve your grammar, it's a vocabulary, it's a idiom. You have to read it. Then come to opinion. Protect the power of the little man in a democracy. I think not important. Who do voter credit or blame for the provision of health service? You may be read or not. It is depend upon your mood. Also, it is not most important. Who is responsible for India? The government of the India. You have to read it. It is comes under health sector. Then column. Political line. Modi will weather the storm. Not important. Column on grip and secret life of our roads. Not important. Then comment. Turn up the tap of urban bias in rural development. You have to read it. Then India can become a border something. It's come under environment, so you have to read it because it will gather information from that news. Then Nana Patel conundrum. Then new chapter in defense and tech. It must read. So that is all about today's Hindu paper news review. Thank you. Have a good day.